Welcome everyone to our pelvic floor physiotherapy yoga flow. Thank you for joining me today. We will start with our feet about shoulder width apart, our toes spread, our arches lifted, grounding down through our feet, open through our chest. Tailbone is tucked just slightly to open up our lower back. In this position, I'd like you to take a few nice deep breaths. Breathing into the belly and the pelvic floor. Exhale, let everything relax and the pelvic floor lifts very slightly. And breathing in, everything opens and lengthens through our hips and pelvis. And exhale, everything draws in very slightly. Couple more deep breaths, standing tall. And exhale. And one more. And grounding down through the feet. We're going to add a little bit of movement here. I'd like you to try your pelvic tilt. So you're going to breathe in, let your pelvis and your tailbone release. And then exhale, tuck that tailbone and tuck those glutes slightly. Exhale, pelvic tilt. Inhale, release. And exhale, tilt and tuck. Couple more. And exhale, tilt. Keep with the breath and the pelvic tilt. And as you feel comfortable, you can start to move into a little circle with it. And exhale forward. Starting small. Getting a little more movement, stretching through the side hips, through the low back. If you want to bring your feet a little wider, you can. Keep where it feels good, a little stretch, but no pain. And then when you're ready, you can switch directions. So bring your hips back the other way, stretching through all those muscles in the low back. Hands can stay on the waist if comfortable, or feel free to place them wherever feels good to you. Good, a nice deep breath. And exhale, coming to the front. One more circle here. And find your stillness in your center, keeping those knees slightly relaxed. Weights over the arches of your feet. Deep breath, reaching up. Exhale, hands through heart. And deep breath, reach up. And exhale, hands through heart. One more, facing forward, and then we'll add a little rotation. And exhale. Good. Deep breath, reach up. Exhale, let's then add a twist as you bring your arms down, keeping your hips facing mostly forward. Inhale, and repeat to the opposite side. Deep breath in, open through your chest, and exhale. And we'll do one more each direction, and then we'll move into our flow. And really opening through your chest, giving those ribs a good stretch. Arms up, exhale down through your heart. I'm going to move this direction so you can see me better. We're in that mountain pose, rooted and strong. We're going to move into our sun breath. So deep breath, reach up. Exhale this time right into your forward fold, reaching down towards your ankles, rounded back. Inhale, come to flat back, hands rest on the shins. Exhale, forward fold, reach. And inhale, lifting up through the arms and overhead. And hands back through heart on the exhale. We'll do two more of those. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to flat back. And exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. And hands to heart. On this one, we're going to move down towards the floor, so deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale to flat back. Exhale, fold. Let your hands come down towards the mat, knees can bend, and you're going to step back into your plank. Holding the pelvic floor tight, belly button to spine, hips are in line with your shoulders and your ankles, and then slowly lower down to the mat. Letting the hips rest, you're going to press up gently, opening through your chest into your cobra, and exhale down. Couple more cobras, reaching up, keeping the back in its comfort zone. Exhale down. And again, coming up. And exhale down. Pushing through your hands and coming onto hands and knees into your 4-point position. And here we're going to do a couple cat-cows. So you're going to inhale as your chest shines forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, round that back. Inhale, chest opens, pubic bone to tailbone lengthen. Exhale, pubic bone to tailbone a little closer together. Inhale, open through your sitting bones. And exhale, coming back into your cat. We'll try a couple more here with your own breath. Really think of opening through the pelvis and the hips as you sink down. And exhale. And then come back to your tabletop position. Knees can go a little wider apart, toes together. And you're going to sit back on your heels into your child's pose. In here, if you can, you're going to let your head rest down on your mat. Chest is relaxing down towards the mat as well. Pelvic floor is relaxed and sit bones are open. And just take about 3 more deep breaths in this position. On your next inhale, you're going to come back to your tabletop position. Hands under shoulders. They can always be slightly forward if that feels better on your wrists. We're going to move into a little strength. So I'd like you to try a bird dog. So we're going to lift one leg and if able, the opposite arm forward. You can always keep this to just one leg if the arm's too much, but try to keep that back really still and flat. And then we're going to drop it down, gently touch, and lift and reach. Good. And we'll do 4 more. And reach, really lengthen, keeping everything tight through the core. And 3. And 2. And 1 more reach. And let that arm and leg relax down. And repeat on the opposite side. So again, lengthening through, belly button squishing into your spine, keeping everything stable. And then you're going to drop down and touch for 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let those hands come down. You're going to come back into a seated position. If it feels comfortable to sit on a little bit of height, you can take your yoga block. And you're going to sit on here with your sit bones. Your legs can be in a butterfly position with your feet together, or if you're comfortable sitting cross-legged, you can do that too. We're just going to do a little bit of pelvic floor strength. So I want you to lift your pelvic floor muscles, tightening from front to back, and hold, and then release back down. So breath with everything released, and on the exhale, just a little lift and tighten through the pelvic floor. And then inhale, release, and exhale, lift and tighten. And another release, and lift and tighten, keeping everything tight. Glutes stay relaxed, just the pelvic floor. And inhale, release. We're going to bring one hand to your knee for a rotation stretch. Deep breath into your chest and mid-back. And on the exhale, you can try a little more turn. The neck can turn if it's comfortable, or you can just keep it in line with your chest. Mine is obviously very tight today. Deep breath in. And release. And then repeat on the other side. One hand there, the other reaching behind. Deep breath into that chest. And exhale, release. 2 more breaths. And release. And release. Coming back to center. We're going to remove the block and we're going to lie on our backs. And we're going to work the pelvic floor muscles with our bridge. Okay? So tightening the pelvic floor, and then you're going to add in the glutes and the abs and lift into your bridge. And then slowly come back down. Again, if you'd like a little more recruitment, you can use your yoga block between your knees to get your inner thigh muscles. This also helps recruit the pelvic floor. You're going to squeeze the block, squeeze the pelvic floor, and lift into that bridge and hold for 5 seconds. And then come back down. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times. So lifting up, really squeeze and hold. And come back down. Squeeze, lift, nice and tight. And release and gently lower that back to the mat. We'll go for 2 more. And release back down. And one more, really squeeze through that inner thighs, through the pelvic floor, and lift. And slowly back down. Now you can place your block to the side, and we're going to do a few stretches to release the hips and low back. So I'd like you to cross your right leg over your left knee. And then you're going to grab for that bottom leg with 2 hands. We do have a strap. If that's too much, you can use a strap around here or a towel. Ideally, I want where you can reach and your head still relaxed back. And then holding this, stretch the bottom leg and do a little stretch with the toes pulled back to help floss out that sciatic nerve. As you're doing this, nice deep breath into the low back, the pelvis, and the hips. We'll do 2 more there. Really stretch back. A good stretch pull is okay, but don't push into pain. And then let your bottom leg come back down, and you can unravel the top. We're going to repeat with the left leg over the right knee. Again, reaching through to hold on to that bottom leg. If it's too much, you can hold your pant leg or use a towel or strap. And then we're going to add our little sciatic floss onto the other side. And a really good stretch. The more you bring your toes back, you'll get a little more stretch, but just keep it where it feels okay. And if it only goes to here, that's fine too. You can gradually work to go a little further as it stretches out. 2 more on this side. Good, and then bring that bottom leg down, and top leg's gonna come off from there. You can stay lying on your backs. The next one I want you to do is you're gonna take that block again, and you're gonna place it between your knees, okay? Keeping that contraction of your knees against the block and the pelvic floor, you're doing it gently, rock back and forth 10 times. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and good. Release the block. And I'd like you to come back up into your bridge one more time. And then this time you're going to rock just on the base of your skull 10 times. So it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And slowly lower back down to stretch out that low back that's been working. You can try a happy baby stretch where you bring your knees towards your chest. You can grab behind your thighs here if that feels good. If you're feeling a little stretch here and bendier, you can grab to the outside edges of your feet here. This is a really good pelvic floor, hip opener, low back stretch. If it feels okay, you can also do a little rock back and forth. And if this is too much, some people like to come to the inner parts of the feet, or they even grab the toes to give you a little wider stretch, or you can always go back to just behind the knees here. Do 2 more nice breaths in. Really releasing through your belly and through that pelvic floor. And then slowly bring your legs back down to the mat. And we're going to do a little limbic release here. And I need my head flat on my mat here, so I'm just going to loosen my ponytail. Heels on the mat. And then what you're going to do is actually dig your heels into the mat and push your toes up and down. And you should see my whole body is going to move a little bit here, okay? You're just going to repeat that movement and let your body move back and forth. This is really good for releasing the nervous system. Nice deep breaths. Close your eyes and let everything soften and just let go. And we're going to go for about 20 seconds more. Just moving those feet up and down. You may feel some energy building and kind of buzzing through your system here. And then let everything go. And as you lie here, just feel that energy that you've generated with your practice. Feel the ground supporting you, where your body's touching the mat and the floor beneath you. Take a couple more deep breaths into your belly. And if it feels like good to put your hands, you can put 2 hands on your belly and breathe in. Or maybe 1 hand on your heart and 1 hand on your belly. And with each exhale, just really let your body soften and release into the floor and the earth as it supports you. Now feel free to stay in this position as long as it's comfortable. I would just like to say thank you for joining me here today.